Hello everyone, I welcome you all to our channel Let's Learn Automation, and in this session we are going to see the another object oriented concept that is called as a polymorphism. So first of all, let's try to understand the concept of polymorphism. So it is one of the object oriented principle where one object showing the different behavior at different stages of life cycle. So it is like there is only one thing, or we can say that the outer part of that particular thing is same as like everyone, but the its execution is different. So it is one of the object oriented principle where one object showing different behavior at different stages of life cycle. Then polymorphism is a Latin word where poly stand for many and morphism stand for form. So many form we can say that combinedly, then it means it having made more than one form and ability of message to be displayed in more than one form. For example, a person or any man or any male, we can say that that can be a father, that can be husband, employee, and anything. So at home he is father, also it is husband, but whenever he's working in any organization, that is his employee, and whenever he goes to with friend, so that become friend too. So that is what the many form of a single person. So it depend upon where it goes, its form is different, then it allow a single action in a different way. So poly means many and moms mean form, so many forms. Then we have seen the inheritance as an object-oriented principle which applied on a class level. Okay, we have seen the single level, multi-level, hierarchical inheritance, but that is applied on the class level, and polymorphism is applied on the method level. So that is what one of the key difference between the inheritance and polymorphism. Then there is one important thing we need to understand, that is method signature, and it is the combination of method name and parameter. So we'll try to understand this. Then in polymorphism we have two types. So in Java, the polymorphism is classified into types. The first one is compile time, called as overloading, early banding, or static banding, and the second one is runtime polymorphism, or overriding, late banding, and dynamic banding. So first of all, we are going to concentrate on the compile time polymorphism, or overloading, early banding, or static banding. So let's try to understand it. In a compile time polymorphism, method declaration is going to get binded to its definition at a compile time. Means what? In advance, or whenever we write the program, or whenever the program is going to compile, at that time that program know which method it is going to execute. Like here we have the different behavior of the same person. So whenever he goes to home, it can be father or husband. Whenever he goes to company, so it become employee. Whenever he goes for outing, he become friend. So depending upon the situation, depending upon the location, the form is different, or the role is different. In the same way, whenever we run the execution at a compile time, program already know that which method is going to called. Is a father method, husband method, or employee method. So that we will try to understand more in detail whenever we see the program. So let's try to understand it again. In a compile time polymorphism, method declaration is going to get binded to its definition at a compile time. Means whenever the program is going to compile, at that time only it come to know that which method is going to execute. Then based on the argument, input parameter is known as a compile time polymorphism. So this binding is done depending upon the argument or input or parameter we are going to pass. As binding takes during the compilation time only, so it is also called as early binding, as this is going to happen in a compile time, so that's why it is called as a early binding. Then method overloading is an example of compile time polymorphism. So if we need to understand the compile time polymorphisms, then method overloading is one of the case we can execute. Then what is method overloading? It is the same like the compile time polymorphism, but when a class contain more than one method, when a class contain more than one method with the same name but different argument, parameter, or input, is called as a method overloading. Means the name will be same but the parameter will be different. We'll see that. Then what are the rules for this? So parameter list must be different and method must be same, means method name must be same but list will be different. Then by having the different data type of parameter, we can use the multiple type of data type. Then also we can do the same thing by using the changing the sequence of parameter. And this is what the negation or the cross functionality. By changing the return type we can't achieve the overloading, so this is not possible. Like whenever if we change the return type, then that method will not get overload. Okay, so that will be overloaded by using the first three rules itself. So we'll try to understand all those things in a program. So let's move to the Eclipse. So here I will create one new package and will name it like poly polymorphism. And here I will create one new class and will give the name like program1. So this is our program or this is our class. Now for example, what let's try to understand, like if we need to add the number like two number, three number, then we have the option like we can create the method like void add two number. This can be a method, and here I will use the two parameter like integer a, integer b, and here I can add, or here I can directly print addition of two numbers equals to plus a plus b. And if I try to execute this, then I'll just need to create the object, and I will call it e dot add two number, and here I will pass 10 and 20. So if I execute, then I will get the addition of two number that equal to 30. Now if I need to add the three number, then I can create one more method. So here I will change like add three number, and here I will just add integer c, and here in a formula I will modify like this. So here addition of three number. Again if I need to try to add the four number, then I can use add four number integer d, and here plus d plus d and 4. So this is the method which is going to add two number. This method is going to add three number, and this will add four number. So depending upon the method, I can call any method like add three number, then I will pass here 1 2 then 3, then a dot add four number 1 2 3 and 10. And if I execute all those things, then I'm getting addition of two number 36 and 16. So in this way I can execute the program. But here the problem is like for every kind of method we have the different name, like add two number, add three number, add four number. So if I need to add two number, then I need to use the add two number method. If I want to add three number, then I need to use the this method and this method. But this problem can be solved, like we can use the common name for all the method. So that is what called as a method overloading, because it will get difficult to remember that if we need to add the two number, then use this method. If we need to add three number, then use this method. And if we need to add four number, then we need to use this method. So better to use the method overloading. So for that, what I need to do, I just need to change the name of the method like add. Here also I will use add, then add. And now here also I need to, so let's try to delete this and let's execute again. So here we can see the name of the method is same, add, only the parameter are different. Here we have the two parameter, two integer parameter, three integer parameter and four integer parameter, but the name is same. Now if I need to add the two number, then I can execute like a dot add, and there is option like int ab, int abc, int abcd. So if I need to add two number, then I will select this one and will provide 10 and 20. Then again if I need to add the two number, then I will again call that method again like 200 and 300. And if I need to call the four number or add four number, then I will call this method here 10, then 20, then 30, then 40. And if I execute this, so I will get the uh, addition of every number. Okay, yes, we'll get the execution of every number. So because we have called the same method multiple time, so that's why it's showing the same output. So 30, 500 and 100, in this way we can use the method overloading. So what happened over here, the name of the method is add and add, only parameter are different. Name is, method name is same, but the parameter are different. So this is become much easier. Now we don't need to understand the name of the method for every different cases. We just need to write down like, we just need to remember single method name like add, and whatever the number of variable or argument we have, we just need to pass it, then as per that method that is going to call. So what happen, whenever this method comes like add and two argument, so this particular calling is matched with this method. Then again second time, here we have the two parameter integer parameter, then this will also match with the same one, the first method. And this method which having the four argument, it match with the this method. So in this way it will work and will get the execution of everything. And now this is much easier, because no need to remember the method name for the every kind of different number of input. So this is the first program. Now let's try to take one more example, and here we will try to understand the different cases. So this is the program 2. Okay, now here I will create one method void add. So this is the method which do not have any argument. So here I will use integer a equal to 10, then b equals to 90, and I can write down like sum of two numbers equals to plus a plus b. So this is the add method which does not contain any parameter. Now I will use integer add, and here I can use one parameter like this, and here I can write down the same thing. So here I will add a with a. Okay, void. Now again I can do like, I can create the one more method with like this. We have done this previously. So this is called as a method overloading. We are using the same name of method but different argument signature or parameter. Then uh, so in all cases we have used the integer, but also we can use the different data type. So like void uh, add again, and here I will use double. A. So addition of two integer number, same integer number, two integer number to addition of same double number. So A with A. So this is also possible that we can use the different type of data type. Now we have seen some conditions or some rules. Parameter list must be different, but method names must be same. We have seen this by having the different data type of parameter. So we have also used this then by changing the sequence of the parameter. So we'll try this now. Uh, First of all, we'll try to use the different parameter. So here I will use one more method and double. So here we can see that this method and this method are completely identical. There is no difference. Okay, even if I use here x and here y. Now the parameter name are different, but the number of parameter and the type of parameter are same. That's why these two methods are completely identical and it gives the error. So if I mouse over, then duplicate method add int because it is going to add the two integer value and it is also going to add the two integer value. Doesn't matter the name are same or not. Okay, so that's why it is not allowed. So what I need to do, I just need to use the double over here and now error will be gone. So these are the two different method. This is going to add the two integer value and this is going to add the integer and double value. So here I just need to change x plus y, so I can use this. Now I cannot use the same method like this, but I can change the sequence. So if I cut this and right here, so now this is also method overloading. So here what happened, I just change the sequence of the method. So in this way we can use the method, sorry, same name of method but with the different parameter. So now if I need to call all those things, so I just need to create one object. So this is the program. A equals to is object reference variable a dot add, then one parameter, two parameter, one double parameter. So here I will call the rest of the method. A dot add, first of all integer parameter, then a dot add double, so 10.10, then a dot add double an integer, so 12.2, then 20, anything we can use, then a dot add integer and double, so 22 and 1.2, then a dot add the last one integer 200 or 300. So if I execute this, then I'm getting the execution of everything. So this is much simpler by just using the different names. So the method, if the method, we can say that the definition or the working of method is same, then the name of the method should be same, so it will not confuse the developer or the other one who is going to read that or use that program in future. So better to use the same name. So this is what the good approach to use the method overloading or compile time polymorphism. So compile time polymorphism means what, whenever we are going to write down this particular thing, so this is going to attach that which method is exactly going to call whenever we are writing this. So this is what compile, this is happening at the time of compilation only. So that's why it is called as a compile time polymorphism. Now let's take one more example, uh, that is quite different one. So here program 3. Now here what we have done, like if we need to add the two number, then we use this method. If we need to add three number, then we need to write down this method. If we need to add the add four variable or add four number, then we need to use or write down the this method. So three different method for the three different things, or three different what we can say that the problem statement, like to add two number this one, to add three number this one, and to add four number this one. So if I need to add the 5 number, 6 number, 7 number, 8 number, then I need to write down all this method again and again with the additional parameter, like 4 parameter, 5 parameter, 6 parameter, 7 parameter. But if I need to write down one common method which is going to accept the number of parameter which I pass, or a common method which can be used for one parameter, two parameter, three parameter, 10 parameter, or any number of parameter. So we are going to see that program too, or how we can do that. So first of all, let's create the method. So void, then add, then, but the problem is like here we can add only one type of data type, like only integer, only double, like that. So integer, then we need to use three dot, and like this. And here what can I do? I don't need the space. And here maybe we can add one number, two number, three number, four number, anything. So for that we need to write down the a generic logic. So for that I will use one variable integer sum equal to 0. So in this variable we are going to add all the number. Then I will use for loop integer I equal to 0, then I less than. So depending upon the number of parameter we are going to pass while calling this method, this for loop should work. Okay, so that's why what I will do, I will use the number of parameter which we are going to pass. So this is what the var, I will use var dot length. We have seen in string, like if you remember, if you follow the previous classes of string, then here at that time we have used like if we have string str equals to like Harry. Okay, then str dot length, this method gives the length of this particular string. In the same way, this length keyword, we can say that it is giving number of parameter which we are going to pass, or we pass in the method. And then I plus plus, so this is not required, let's delete this. So again, what I have done, I just use void add method where I pass integer type of value or integer data type, then three dot, and a variable, we can say that any variable. Then here I define the one of the some variable which value is initially 0, and here I put one for loop which is going to add the parameter which you are going to pass while calling the method. So here I use var.length because var.length gives the number of parameter we passed. So that's why I use. Then here I will use sum equals to sum plus var of I, because the for loop start from I. And then this will add everything, and here I will write down the total. Sum equals to plus sum. Now this is done. So This is the generic method we can say. Now I will create one object. So x is object, new x dot add. So now if I pass 10, so what is the expectation that I should get 10, and if I execute this, then I'm getting 10. Now if I pass x dot add 10, 20, 30, okay, and if I execute, then I'm getting 60. 10 plus 20 plus 30, that is 60. Now if I pass x dot add like 10, 20, 30, 40, then 50, then 60, then 70, then 80, then 90, then 100, means doesn't matter how many parameters are there, we can pass any number of parameter and we will get the output. So this is what the generic method we can use for any number of parameter, but the restriction is what we can only pass the single type of value like integer or double or anything. Now there is one catch. For example, if I use integer add method, if I try to overload integer a and integer b, so I'm using the two parameter over here, and if I calculate it, so sum of 2 plus a, sorry, a plus b, so sorry, the void. Okay, now this is the generic method which is going to add the any number of parameter, any number of integer parameter we can say, and this is the method which is going to add only two parameter because its definition or its parameter are only there are two parameter. Now if I execute x dot add, so there is a confusion. For example, 10, and if I pass 20, then which method is going to execute? The generic method is going to execute or this specific method is going to execute? So let's try to find out. So that's why I have written sum of 2 over here, by which we can identify which method actually execute. So if I run it, then we can see sum of 2. So the reason is like this will call the exact method, not the generic method. If this method is not available, like if I comment this, sorry, if I comment this method and now if I run the program, so now it will execute the sum, the same method. But if there is a method which is specifically built for this particular thing, then this will call this method. So in this way we can add any number of parameter by using this approach, and this is what called as a method overloading. Okay, now there is, let's try to understand one more example and we can finish the compile type polymorphism. So this is more conceptual. Program 4. So now I will create some method like void add, again same method, and here I will use integer a and double b, and here I will add those number. Sum of int double was 2 plus a plus b. Okay, then I will use the another method like double integer. So here double integer, and one more method double double, and here double double. So now this is was called as a method overloading because we are using the same name of method add, only parameter are different. Here we have integer double, double integer, double double, or we can say that parameter are different or sequence are different. Now for calling this or this thing, I need to create the object. So x is the reference variable, new, and this is what the object. Now x dot add. So for example, if I pass 12 and 1.2, or sorry, not like this. If I pass 10 and 10, so now here we can see the error. The method add integer double is ambiguous for the type program 4. Means what? These two methods are ambiguous. Means what? If I comment this, then there is no error. This can easily execute. Sum of double integer 20.0. But if I uncomment this, so here JVM will confuse that should I call this method or this method, because this 10 can be converted to double like 10.10.0, and this 10 can also convert it to double 10.10.0. So in this case what happen, if we write down like this, then JVM confuse that which method I need to call. So that's why here we are getting error. We are not getting any error here because there is no problem over here. We have written the method overloading by using the same concept or the right concept, that we just use the integer double, then double integer, just swap the sequence, then here double double double. But whenever we are passing the value, if we pass the integer value, then JVM confuse that which method I need to execute, this one or this one. So that's why if I mouse over, then we can see the error like the method add integer double is ambiguous for the type program 4. So this is not possible. So whenever we are going to pass the value, we need to pass properly. So this is all about the method overloading, or we can say that runtime polymorphism, and where we can use the same name of variable but different number of argument or type of argument, or even we can change the sequence of the argument too. And this is what the special program where we can use the generic method to all any number of same parameter, integer, double, or anything. So thank you.